took multiple criminals' words as truth and broke laws, you still publish the defamation.
You also took multiple criminals' words as truth. You're saying he can't trust people that worked for you. Okay, so you're saying we can't trust Coffee because he talked to people that worked for you that were criminals. But we can trust you, who also trust those same people, and you use those people to shill this scam to people. Are you serious, my dude? Hello, HalfPint here, and I just wanted to say real quick, if you've been enjoying my content, please remember to subscribe to the channel here on YouTube and follow me on Twitch so you can always catch us when we're live and see more content. Also, if you are new here, welcome in, and if you're enjoying the video, please remember to like it because it helps me out a lot. I also post funny clips and other things on TikTok. All the links are in the description below, and thanks again. Now let's get into the video. Big day. Big day. It is January 3rd, and as promised, Logan Paul has delivered his response to COFFEEZILLA. We're going to watch that a little later, give some people some time to come in, see that we're live. So I'm really looking forward to that, seeing... It's a shockingly short video. It's a shockingly short video. I cannot believe his response to COFFEEZILLA's 3-part series that is basically an hour and a half total. He responds in 7 minutes. Can't imagine the investigation was that in depth that he did on himself if it resulted in a 7-minute video. I feel like he just literally is responding to the individual points that Coffee's making with probably very little evidence. I mean, a lot of Coffee's videos were him showing the evidence, drawing the lines, in you know, demonstrating why he believed without a doubt this was a scam. And the response just seems like there's no way it could possibly address that enough with the so little time that it is. Now though, let's see Logan Paul's response to the COFFEEZILLA 3-part video. It is 7 minutes long. I recently got accused of scamming. This is my response. No financial advice disclaimer. This information discussed and shared on Logan Paul vlogs and related contents provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. I watched all 3 of COFFEEZILLA's videos. It's pretty cut and clear what happened here, but I am dying to know what Logan's thought process and response into all of this was, especially because he played like Steven wasn't playing ball, and he was like, I emailed Coffee and he won't come on my podcast. Wah. Now I have to make the video without him. Wah. Even though throughout the entirety of COFFEEZILLA's 3-part series, he showed him trying to reach out to Logan and his team, and then being either saying, not commenting, not commenting, not commenting. And then when he finally emailed him, it was like, okay, now that you're criticizing my 3-part series, do you want to come on my podcast to say your piece on my platform? You know, the platform where the 3 videos are. And he was like, you know, how about instead of that, you come to my podcast? That would be great, and we'll do it on January 3rd, which is just, I don't know. He's just clearly trying to squeeze money his way out of it. Standard Logan shit.
Watched your 3-part series called Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam, and like many on this platform, you have successfully used my name for views and money. While your work used to be impartial, your addiction to clicks has clouded your judgment, and you've made very real errors with—
Oh, that's fucking rich coming from you, Logan. That's fucking rich. Your addiction to clicks has made you make some errors. Are you for real? Is this guy for real? Did the man who literally showed a person who had kissed themselves in a forest, did that guy seriously just say that he freaking, this guy's addicted to clicks and making errors? I literally can't even think. I'm so shocked that he just said that. Like already, who are like what?
Very real repercussions. Coffee, you took a shot at my reputation. So in this video today, I'm going to be defending myself with facts, something that you have gotten in the habit of twisting as you continue to morph from an investigator to a gossip channel. You see, COFFEEZILLA tried to work with law enforcement in the past, but his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist.
Where did that come from? You pulled two quotes. You did not show where those quotes came from. Now you're showing a face, like a little baby face on him. Like you're memeing on him real hard, but like, can you show me what police department said that? Can you show me the documentation of that? Because that was the type of evidence Steven was bringing to the table. That was the type of evidence COFFEEZILLA had. It was pages. It was, you know, phone calls. It was interviews. This right here is literally just some words with quotations around them on the screen while he's going for this news anchor-esque style of filming. Like he's setting it up to look legit, but where's the facts? The facts would have to be like tied to something. You can't just say that police said this in the past. Who? When? Why?
Journalist with an agenda, and he's nothing more than the Keemstar of crypto and finance. But as opposed to just telling you, I'm going to show you some of the core discrepancies.
100%. Documentation is everything in this case, especially when you're saying like, I'm coming correct. I'm coming to kind of set the record straight. Like if you don't have documentation, dude, you're not doing anything. You're not proving anything to anyone.
Caught in COFFEEZILLA's investigation. Coffee, you interviewed the developer who stole the game code, fled to Switzerland, and held it hostage for $1 million. Well, his name is...
He also attempted to interview you and your team, but you all refused. So don't act like this was lopsided and one-sided. But yes, he did interview the guy who was saying you refused to pay him, and because he wasn't getting paid, took the work he did, his work, and left with it and said, you can have the work when I get paid. Can you prove you paid him? Because he was able to more or less prove you didn't pay him.
Zach Kelling. Surely, as the internet detective that you proclaim to be, you would know that he spent time in prison for multiple felonies, one for aggravated robbery, armed robbery at a liquor store, and the other for, surprise, obstructing the legal process.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Time out. This happened in Kansas? This guy's from Johnson County, Kansas? That's fucking crazy. That's like very close to me. That is crazy. In 2002. Okay, I did not live here at that time. That is crazy. But also, so this guy did an armed robbery in my city in 2002. All right. So in 2002, he was an armed robber. I guess I get that he's trying to paint him as like a, you know, not necessarily trustworthy person or, you know, a criminal of some kind. But two things about that. One, you've now just demonstrated that you worked with someone you knew was a criminal. So what does that say about your judgment by your own standards? Two, this was in 2002. And it was armed burglary. I don't see what that has to do with him doing coding work for you and then insisting he didn't get paid and taking the work. He didn't break into your house. He wasn't armed or anything. It seems like he hasn't gotten in trouble in, 10 years. No, sorry, 20 years. He hasn't done anything similar to this nature in 20 years. So I don't know how strong this leg is to stand on. I just really don't.
A liquor store, and the other for, surprise, obstructing the legal process. I can see why you kept him anonymous.
Who will be calling?
I'm not a full-time streamer, no. I stream as much as I can, like 5 days a week, but not full-time.
Z here.
I guess among many things, it doesn't surprise me that he lied about having 30 engineers and a $50,000 a week burn rate.
On my end, I have 30 engineers. I'm burning $50,000 a week.
Which, side note, is how this delusionist landed on the $1 million code ransom, but it turns out he only had 3 engineers. Wouldn't someone with journalistic integrity know their credible source?
You can't just show me 2 pictures on Instagram with no captions and no proof and say he only had 3 employees. Like, are you kidding me? Like, none of these are facts. You can't just show 2 pictures and say, look, he only has 3 employees. What? How are you proving any of this? God, you're a fucking idiot. You know that?
Had not only an agenda, but...
God damn it.
but a fondness for orange jumpsuits? Or did you just hear...
Oh, cool. You just made a joke about him being, you know, arrested. Oh, this guy's got a fondness for orange jumpsuits. That's why you can't trust him, because he's a criminal. And all criminals can't be trusted. No one who's ever gone to prison ever or jail ever should ever have another job ever. They should all just go away because they're terrible people. We should kill them. Like, what the fuck, dude? I fucking hate this rhetoric that... oh, God. I'm supposed to not be cussing because YouTube's new policy is dumb. But, all right, I have a lot of editing to do. Anyway, aside from that thought that just smacked me in the forehead... this is like I hate this rhetoric of, like, you know, you can't trust him. Once a criminal, always a criminal. Like, don't we preach rehabilitation in our system? Isn't that a whole thing? And also, wouldn't it be arguable that this man was rehabilitated if the last example of criminal activity you were able to pull up was from 20 years ago? And back to my original point, doesn't it also say something about you that you knew this person was a criminal, you label those people as untrustworthy yourself personally for your own prejudices, and you chose to work with him? Maybe you were trying to leverage some of that dishonesty you believe is there? Just saying.
You wanted to hear.
Just saying, and I have the same amount of proof for that statement as you've had for anything else. Because you have not actually linked anything to anything. You just showed random words and quotations and a couple posts on Instagram.
And moved on. Because even if you're lying to yourself, Steven, you still have to believe it. And I know what you're thinking. What type of idiot would work with an unsavory individual like Zach Kelling? I guess that's what I get for trusting the team that I relied on to vet and manage Eddie's hiring process, who has turned out...
Oh, cool. So you're taking zero responsibility. You get zero responsibility. Even though I was the lead of this project, even though I was saying I was so involved the entire time, and this was my fucking baby, the entire time of the scam, now that shit's hitting the fan, I don't even fucking know this dude. I didn't hire this guy. I don't know. It's all Eddie's fault. This is crazy. Crazy. Absolutely. Like, he really thinks he's saying something. That's the part that's killing me.
To be a professional con man that I have since learned fooled billionaires, the Mormon Church, the owner of the New York Yankees, and now me. And surely you knew Emilio, the gentleman who supposedly let his child invest in a cryptocurrency, was allegedly responsible for 2 rug pulls before you interviewed him. So either you missed that or you knew it and failed to let the public know. Why? Because it was a clear sign that he was also untrustworthy. You seem...
I mean, maybe he did miss it, but even if he didn't miss it, you just admitted that you work with people who are in on rug pulls and are aware of their rug pulls. You're self-snitching here, my guy. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're talking about, like, he helped us do 2 rug pulls before that, dude. Or, like, and, like, again, Olympic token, baller fantasy, okay? Dead. Cool. Emilio the Olympian, so this is probably for Olympic token. I'm taking a huge altcoin platform to directly buy from the app with credit card. Your Olympic tokens, but we have to grow first. All the marquee plan is lined up. Trust the process. This is not your usual pump and dump. Fill up your moon bags now that we are 4 or 5 hours away to start the big Telegram campaign. Good stuff, not just talk. I love it. Campaign is already paid. I just timed in, so it starts after first sports guide tweet. Wow. Okay, yeah, that's pretty impressive. But, like, do we know that Emilio the Olympian is him? I guess is there... I can't remember if that screen name was linked to him
in
Coffee's
so either
video.
You missed that or you knew it and failed to let the public know.
But chances are it is him. Chances are it is him.
Why? Because it was a clear sign that he was also untrustworthy. You seemed pretty excited when the guy told you that he couldn't hatch the eggs.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No, I'm telling you, it's just a picture.
You're kidding! You can't hatch?
You're kidding. You can't hatch?
You can't hatch?
Yeah, 1 second of research would prove that to be false, as you can definitely hatch eggs and even breed your animals.
Click on that. Oh, we got a duck.
And as you pointed out in your fine print, cross-hatching was available on ETH at one point, but
Mods tell me cross-chain hatching at one point worked, but was so buggy it was shut down.
Perpetuated the opposite as truth with your chest out.
Basically, nothing worked.
And by the way, guy, almost all NFTs are just pictures.
I'm telling you, it's just a picture.
And surely a real internet detective would not break criminal and civil laws in trying to get information, right?
Damn, he is so fucking angry right now. Oh, look, no. Oh, yeah, this guy's name is Logan Paul, but yeah, no, oh, he's so fucking grumpy. Oh, they're being mean to me and they called out my scam. Now I'm gonna get all angry. This is hilarious, dude. He's like, oh, and you said it with your chest out, and like, yeah, no, it's like there was some pretty well documented evidence that it wasn't working when it first came out.
Information, right? So why have you allowed the illegal recording of Jeff's phone call without his permission? And then more like an internet criminal, post it online.
And it was interesting.
It depends on what states they were in, doesn't it? I know California is a two-party state, so both parties have to be aware of recordings. However, I think, I don't know where Steven lives, but wouldn't it be based off of wherever he lives in the state he lives in, because it's his phone that he's doing the recording on? And that may be a one-party state, and if it is a one-party state, then he didn't have to disclose recording. I'm just saying, I don't know where he lives or the laws, but I'm just saying that the laws on recording conversations and whether or not everyone has to be aware of the recorded nature of it, it varies state to state. There are one-party states, there are two-party states, it changes.
It was like, this is wild.
Now, although you didn't verify any backgrounds,
How do you know that was an illegal recording? Is that something he said to you retroactively? Because the only way we could prove otherwise is if Steven had proof that the guy gave, you know, like a recording of him basically saying, hey, I'm going to record this call. Are you comfortable with that? And him saying yes or no. That would be the only way out of it for him. But so far, that's the only point that seems like it might be somewhat legitimate.
substantiate any evidence, took multiple criminals' words as truth, and broke laws, you still publish the defamation.
You also took multiple criminals' words as truth. You're saying he can't trust people that worked for you. Okay, so you're saying we can't trust Coffee because he talked to people that worked for you that were criminals. But we can trust you, who also trust those same people, and you use those people to shill this scam to people. Are you serious, my dude? Like, are you for real?
However, unlike you, the blockchain doesn't lie. So let's highlight some things that you did point out. Crypto
Yeah, he looked through the blockchain and saw who bought the most stuff.
King Jake stole $6 million. True or not, we had already removed him from the team when we realized he was a bad actor and his motives were purely financial. Conman Eddie, lead developer, stole $1.7 million. True or not, when we learned he was a bad actor as well, he was immediately removed from the team. While myself and Jeff sold nothing and made nothing as verified through investigation and the blockchain.
Jeff, Logan's manager, to my knowledge, never sold. Neither did Logan Paul.
I repeat, Jeff and I made no money and will never make any money on CryptoZoo. In fact, we only lost money trying to pick up the pieces. As has been the case with dozens of crypto and NFT projects, the space is unfortunately ripe for bad actors to infiltrate projects that start with even the best.
Yeah, no, I don't believe this for a second. I think you and your manager and all of them were supposed to scam together, but then basically the circle jerk of idiots who were supposed to scam everyone started scamming each other because they were all worried, you know? It was just a system of trust, like don't sell, don't sell, don't sell, but then people started selling and shit fell apart, and you and your manager were probably holding out to make more and trying to save it, pick up the pieces, so to speak, so you could get back on track and make buku Dolores, but you never could, and it fell apart right in front of you. That's honestly what I think happened. I think a lot of the evidence points that way. I think you're reframing a lot of things. I think you've said you came with facts, but so far it was mostly just pictures of random shit and then you memeing on COFFEEZILLA. I really like what
Best intentions. Jake the
and you're so much character attacking, like it's crazy.
Snake is no longer affiliated with CryptoZoo, and we hope the money he reappropriated was worth ruining his reputation. Conman Eddie is being investigated by a higher authority that I cannot speak on. As you can imagine, I was not cleared from legal to discuss much of this, including the legal process being undertaken and the criminal investigations going on during the fallout, but I do appreciate you calling out that rats under my nose stole the game code, millions of dollars, and left Jeff and I abandoned with no team and knives in our back. But even after 12 months of work, you've still managed to overlook one crucial piece of information. See, even though
I think that one crucial piece of information is probably that Logan was in charge of this entire thing from start to finish, and that he oversaw everything, and that it's really on him to make sure things are being ethically done. That's part of what running a team is. That's part of what being a manager is. So yeah, this shit may have happened, but you also had that one scam before this. What was it? The springy thing that like fell apart and definitely looked like a pump and dump. You've been really quiet about that. You haven't said a goddamn thing about the first thing you tried to push out that also looked like a scam and failed horribly and you abandoned. So there's that. Also, you were in charge of all of this. You were in charge of every single piece here. You have to take some responsibility at some point for this. And like, am I supposed to coincidentally believe, like, I'm supposed to believe you just somehow by coincidence had all these shady people with shady skills around you? I'm just supposed to believe that like that wasn't a calculated move by you and you're just that dumb?
Even though I've said it's coming so many times, you've assumed that CryptoZoo isn't being made. Who are you to decide when the development timeline ends? I got everything stolen from me and our community, stopped promoting publicly as soon as I knew the extent of the internal issues, took all of the heat on social, and you still published a defamatory hit piece fully knowing I was innocent just so you could enrich yourself in your $10 million studio. Sharp, but deeply unethical, dangerously misleading, and illegal. I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna need it. And maybe we could have talked about this if you had reached out to me personally.
Wow, he did though, didn't he? Or did he just reach out to your manager? And if he did reach out to your manager and your manager's the one that said no, then I guess you should fire your fucking manager then, huh? I guess your manager isn't really doing what he should be, huh? Because don't you hire him specifically to handle things like this? And if you believe he's now mishandling them, then that's a problem between you and him? You know? Like,
Personally, not my manager Jeff, who is not me, Steven, but the first time you did was on Christmas Eve after you released your series so you could rely on false statements and unreliable people used recklessly. The subject line was third request for comment. Yeah, not quite. This will be my third time reaching out to you and your team. The first 2 times were through your manager Jeff. The first 2 times were through your manager Jeff. Okay, so
that would be you and your team. Okay, so once again, this is a problem between you and your manager. Your manager represents you. Okay, it's a thing in the industry that if people want to talk to you, they call your agent or your manager because they're aware of your schedule. They're aware of what's on your plate. They know what's going on and they can make sure things get handled or taken care of. That's literally their entire job description. So that's a problem between you and your manager. Shut up about that already. Dose. It was the third time he reached out because he called your manager the first 2 times. If your manager's not telling you who's reaching out to him and who he's rejecting calls from, that is an internal problem. You can't put that on other people and say that makes them disingenuous. That's your chain of communication breaking down.
the last time on Christmas Eve after the fact was to me. You have a funny way of twisting things. And I also noticed you left out that part on Twitter. Why hide that? Trust me, CryptoZoo is coming. I will make damn sure of it. Zoo is coming. Why hide that?
Logan invited me to show, but didn't include the email 24 hours before. That's true. It makes me sad to see you trying to discredit it. Oh, like up here? Okay, I see. I was thinking he wasn't wanting to leak emails or something.
Trust me, CryptoZoo is coming. I will make damn sure of it. And honestly, it sucks that after years of personal reform, going through trials and tribulations and busting my ass to evolve into a person that I can say I'm actually proud of, you led the charge to drive and monetize a narrative telling millions of people that I'm a fraud or I tried to scam my audience.
Oh man, buddy. Well, that's on you, boo-boo. When you're like a well-documented garbage person for a long time and borderline sociopathic at times back in the Dizzy, you know, which when I say back in the Dizzy, I mean 5 years ago, 6 years ago, yeah, people are going to be pretty quick to believe it. You've lost charitability. You've lost the benefit of the doubt, okay? Because you've demonstrated you have a problem, okay? So even if you're on this road to reform and after busting your ass, yeah, you bet your bottom dollar that like there's a pretty good chance you will get less than charitable treatment from the court of public opinion anytime something happens. That's part of it. I don't know. Those are called consequences, you know? That's just part of it. So you got to let that go, and you can't like really fault anyone but yourself for that. And also you were in charge of all of this. So if it ended up scamming, also, I feel like he's been really quiet about one of the things Steven talked about is how there was a promise in CryptoZoo that no one could physically sell CryptoZoo. The founders' eggs could not be sold. They were locked up in a way that made they couldn't be sold for at least years. That clearly wasn't true, because internally they had people selling them and making money and causing these problems for Logan and his manager. So even if I'm supposed to believe you somehow got scammed by like 4 different people around you, and you weren't working with them specifically with the intention to leverage their abilities in terms of scamming people, and all of that, even if I'm looking at it the most charitable way, disregarding the fact that you already had another NFT scam or spring scam or whatever it was that failed and was clearly set up to be a pump and dump as well, disregarding all of that, just looking at, you know, like this, we see that they were able to sell the eggs when they were supposed to be locked up for at least several years. So you lied about that, if nothing else. And if you, as the leader and CEO and manager of this project, had taken the steps to actually make sure those crypto eggs were locked up properly, or the coins or whatever were locked up properly in a way where the founders editions couldn't have been sold the way you said they could, you literally wouldn't have had this problem, because they physically wouldn't have been able to sell them for years. So I don't know, you know, like, I just can't help but feel like not bad for him at all.
That is patently false. This video is mainly for my fans and anyone who's on the fence that I hope I can help understand a situation
He's gonna get a patent on the word false. That's how false it is.
that is tremendously complex, but has been oversimplified for both views and clicks. And lastly, COFFEEZILLA. I now know your motives with this. Clout and money, good for you, but also you're slimy as f. So I'm not gonna come on any of your
Oh my god, wow. Okay, here's the full tantrum. Okay, you also only care about money. You like bankrupted Pokemon, or like you created a huge inflation in Pokemon cards for money. Wasn't there you also you know, have done a few NFT things at this point. You got caught up making a video a day and ended up doing some really stupid things in your video a day because you were chasing clicks. Like, a lot of these criticisms you've leveraged against COFFEEZILLA, you literally hold the same qualities yourself. This is cringe.
your podcast. If you want to come on Impulsive and talk about this, that's fine.
If you want to help me make money off of this conversation, that's fine, but I will not go on your podcast. Like, are you serious right now? Are you serious? And you're gonna pretend you have such a moral high ground. Like, we can do it on my platform, but we're not doing it on your platform. That's so freaking petty.
denied my invitation multiple times. You're still invited. It can be a one-on-one. If not, we're gonna handle this ourselves while we continue to build CryptoZoo, and I'll see you in court.
And then it ends with an advertisement. That was a
Today I'm
train
getting a
wreck.
PhD.
An absolute train wreck. I got to go to Twitter. Views are in for Logan Paul's response video to CryptoZoo. Zero apologies, zero addressing victims, zero accountability. Does anyone else feel like he should have responded more? And detailed in a 7-minute video. The best thing he could have done is go after those guys and refund those people who lost their money. Then I'd believe it, but no. That's so good. I like how he doesn't bring up the text messages after all the time you've scamming together. From prime to crime gets me every time. I like the part where he didn't take any accountability. The guys I hired are clearly criminals, so haha, take that, COFFEEZILLA. Thank you, dude. How can I blame everyone else and not take accountability? That should be the title of the video. Oh my god. This is hardly important with all the insane lies on Logan Paul's new video, but did he really say he was going to sue me and also say he'd love to host me on Impulsive? LeMayo, it's a trap. Oh my god. That's hilarious. That ain't a podcast invite, bro. That's great. What else did he say? No, I didn't expect you to see every DM, which is why I reached out to your manager and explicitly said I was trying to reach you because I hadn't gotten a response. Logan's really reaching on this one. Wow. You scrubbed the blockchain living, somehow managed to text my personal phone yesterday. I can't imagine you didn't know have my professional email. Okay. Zero apologies, zero trust accountability, addressing victims, zero accountability. I will reply in full when I organize my thoughts, but for now, Logan accuses me of not reaching out to him directly until December 24, 2022, but doesn't mention I reached out over a year prior on Instagram. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The man came with receipts. See, this is what you have to, this is all you had to do, Logan. This is all you had to do. Just more than words and quotes and one random photo, 2 random photos on Instagram. You just gotta actually, you know, show shit. Like, oh, what a goober. What a goober. There's one more thing I gotta do.
Today, I'm getting a PhD.
COFFEEZILLA. I watched her 3-part series.
I gotta dislike the video. It's important for the algorithm. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Follow me on Twitch to join us live. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you later.